Okay, I have another video for you. It's actually a preview or an overview of my originally 3.5 hours long tutorial on how to 3D model car in Rhino. And it's actually, you're going to model a 599 GTB Ferrari Fiorano. It's actually, I'm calling it the 600 GTZ because I basically freestyled it for the tutorial. And I'm going to cover a wide range of tools and techniques for surfacing and construction. For instance, network surface, patch, flaw, sweep, blend, joining, merging, rebuilding, split, trim, fillets or fillets as some would call it. Now it's going to be hard for you to tell exactly what's going on. If you're an intermediate or advanced user in Rhino, you can tell the direction and process I'm taking. But for beginners, you probably want the original video, and just contact me about that, and I can give you more info about that. But let's begin. Let's start off with some maneuvering basics. To pan, you would right click and mouse, and then you can move whatever view you're looking at, side to side or wherever you need to move it to. To zoom in, you would click Control, right click and mouse, and that lets you zoom in or out. And if you type in ZE, that stands for zoom extent, and what it does is it fits whatever is present into one window. ZEA, if you type that in, it stands for zoom extent all. It resets all 4 windows and fits everything in all 4 windows. And if you take a look at the video right now, it's moving pretty fast, but you should still be able to see what's going on. I started off with constructing the wheel area, because that's probably the most important part of a car when you're 3D modeling. It's the wheelbase, to get the proportions right. And from there you just start from the side and move inwards, or whichever way you want to go. Back in the old days, I guess, or just polygon modeling instead of NURB modeling, people would like to build the overall shape of the car and then go in and start cutting out the finer details and scoping away. I take a similar approach, but I do it panel by panel instead of the overall shape of the car. It's a lot more precise and intuitive. It just makes more sense to me, and it's a lot easier to correct mistakes, whereas if you're building the overall shape, it's not as precise, I don't think. Alright, if you take a look now, actually, you'll notice a whole bunch of red wires, and now I'll go over this more in the longer tutorial. But what these red wires are old construction wires that I created in the beginning of the video. And what it is I didn't like the side of the car, and I wanted to redo the whole side of the surface, and so I just basically deleted the side of the car, the side panels, and I pulled up the old construction wires and modified them more to my liking, retuned them, I guess you could say, and then just resurface the side of the car. It's that fast, it's that simple. Whereas if you were polygon modeling, or that style of modeling, it's going to be a lot harder for you to rebuild something. You can't just delete a panel. You have to adjust polygon by polygon or point by point. It's a little bit more tedious. Whereas in NURBS or in Rhino, it's so easy to rebuild surfaces. And that's why I said I prefer to do it panel by panel, even though you want to look at the overall shape of the car. Alright, we're about 1/3 of the way through the video, and we already have the overall shape of the Ferrari. I mean, it's pretty much there. It's just about detailing now, getting the finer details in, and you'll get to see my approach to that. But just an overview of Rhino. As you can see, I use a lot of commands through the keyboard. Sometimes I'll click and use the certain tools on the side to the left, but one thing I like about Rhino is the interface. It's very easy to use, and it's very fast. You have 4 views, whereas some other NURB programs, or most other NURB programs, they only have 1 view. and then you have to keep clicking to change the view. That's kind of annoying, and it slows you down. Whereas in this one, you can see all 4 views, perspective view, and then the orthogonal views. It's very nice. And then the other thing is, like I said, the command bar, where you can type in the tools instead of other programs where you would have to change tabs to find the tool. If I have to find the tool that I need to use, like if I needed to network a surface, or to make a circle, or to move this, or to rotate that, I shouldn't have to look for the tool. I should be able to pull that tool right away. And the command line keyboard, it's very nice. And I know a lot of CAD programs have that command bar, but most CAD programs, they don't have the advanced tools or the advanced operations that Rhino has to make these complex surfaces. And then it renders pretty good too. It's not the best when you want to render. I can talk about that in another tutorial. But Rhino is essentially a 3D modeling surface tool. You can build closed, solid surfaces, or usually what I do is open surfaces just for rendering purposes. But you can do both, and it's that versatile. It's a great program. But I think I covered a lot. I'm just gonna be quiet now, just shut up and let you enjoy the rest of the video, and tell me what you think.